What's up, Ballislife fam? Welcome back to the Heat Check. I'm that girl, Kayla Nicole, and today is November 13th, 2018, and we're ready to get into our first story of the day. Nobody wants to touch LaMelo's high school team with a 10-foot pole. That's right. Teams are backing out left and right from playing Spire Institute because of the risk that comes with playing a player that could potentially be ineligible. Last week, we broke the news of LaMelo returning back to high school hoops after his brief stint in Lithuania and the JVA. He's back in the States, but nobody wants to play him. Simply put, teams don't want to put themselves in a position of forfeit as they look to qualify for the Geico Nationals in New York this April. Obviously, teams only want to play other teams that are in compliance with the state and national association regulations. Because otherwise, if they do play Spire, win or lose, the game can't be counted, and it's a waste of everybody's time. Both La Lumiere and Oak Hill Academy have backed out of upcoming games with Spire because, quite frankly, they don't have time to waste on meaningless games. Let me ask you guys, would you risk a national championship just to play Spire? By playing Melo, Spire can certainly kiss all of those invitations to sanctioned end-of-season events, including the Geico Nationals, goodbye. Meanwhile, LaMelo's sights have shifted from Lithuania Pro to D1 hopeful. According to LaMelo, he would like to go to Duke, Kentucky, North Carolina, or even Michigan State. The guy's got good taste. So here's the question. Do you think LaMelo Ball should still be eligible for college ball, considering he hired an agent, signed a pro contract, he even had his signature shoe with the Big Baller brand, and let's not forget he was the face of his father's pro league, JBA. The argument being thrown around is that LaMelo was never paid. Now, I seem to think that the NCAA schools aren't as gullible as LaMelo seems to think that they are, and are not going to want to deal with the investigation that will certainly open up the minute he signs a letter of intent. Moral of the story, nobody is ducking LaMelo Ball. The guy decided to take the road less traveled and ended up in a dead end. So again, I ask you guys, why should teams risk it all simply for a guy who decided to go against the grain? Sound off in the comments below and let me know what you think. All right, guys, moving into our next segment, GTFOH. First up, the soap opera that was the Minnesota Timberwolves has finally come to an end. Their season finale premiered and it went a little something like this. Jimmy Butler cries wolf, Jimmy Butler cries some more, and he whines and he whines and he whines and he finally ends up with the 76ers. Yay, Jimmy. Despite the rumored drama on the roster, both Towns and Wiggins sent Butler off with well wishes. Towns saying, quote, "He's one hell of a player. I don't know how many Jimmy Butlers there are in the world, so I think he'll be missed." Wiggins also added he's in a better position to lead the Wolves after playing with Butler, saying, quote, "I learned a lot of things from him. We made it to the playoffs, something we haven't done in a long, long time. So I think it was a positive either way you put it." So, does this make the Sixers the top team in the East? They've got Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, and Markelle Fultz. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. But in the meantime, is Jimmy Butler going to trust the process, or is he going to whine off of this team too? Because you're running out of teams, Jimmy. You're running out of teams. Next story, we've got whose fault is it anyways? It seems like all fingers are pointing towards 10-time All-Star Carmelo Anthony for the Rockets' poop season. But I'm not buying it. And I'm not buying the whole narrative that he's a cancer to the team either. While Melo is rumored to be on his way out, Rockets GM Daryl Morey says, quote, "He's been great with us and accepted the role we've given him." He also denies any trade rumors and thinks that, quite frankly, it's unfair that Melo is being singled out, considering the roster is, quote, "performing below career norms." The Rockets are 4-7, and Anthony is performing at a career worst of 13.4 points per game and 0.5 assists. Now, despite these ugly numbers, players around the league are taking to Melo's defense. Dwayne Wade and LeBron both retweeted a tweet saying, quote, "Melo deserves better than this." Dwayne Wade added, quote, "Trying to make my guy Carmelo Anthony the fall guy, huh? Man, y'all need to stop. That's the easy way out instead of addressing what the real issue is." Although the Rockets might not want him, there's gotta be a team out there looking for a seasoned vet. Kyrie Irving recently told the media that, quote, "Right now, I think it would be nice if we had someone that was a 15-year, 14-year vet that could kind of help us race along the regular season and understand it's a long marathon rather than just a full-on sprint." Hint, hint, Carmelo Anthony. Melo is definitely a future Hall of Famer. However, his future with the Rockets remains unknown. All right, moving into our next segment, Heads Up, featuring stories that you might not know about, but absolutely should. First up, we've got Coach Seiko White signing for Mississippi School for the Deaf. And the video went viral. Shout out to Coach Seiko. Those guys are so lucky to have you. Next up, USC freshman Kevin Porter Jr. is killing it. He's averaging 14.5 points on nearly 70% shooting with just 23.5 minutes per game. Next up, we posted a video of Donovan Mitchell signing autographs for the family of fallen Major Brent Taylor, who lost his life in Afghanistan last week. Taylor was also the mayor of North Ogden. Mitchell shared a heartfelt message with the media.
Man, my condolences out to the entire family, and I told them, I said, whenever they want to come to a game or whatever, just let me know, because it's tragic.
Man, I love seeing players use their platform for the greater good. All right, guys, moving into our last and final segment, LOL. First up, what the hell, Markelle? Somebody check on Markelle Fultz. While the 76ers took on the Grizzlies, Markelle hit a glitch in the Matrix mid-game. At Ethan Rhodes 6 had a funny explanation for what was happening. He said, quote, Monstars were giving him his talent back. Shout out to Space Jam. Next up, we've got a dancing Jazz fan. While sitting courtside and fully suited up in Jazz gear, this fan decided to be quite the dancing distraction as the Celtics took the ball out. Jazz player Donovan Mitchell tweeted, shout out to my guy. I asked him to sit there and bother them. Crying, laughing emoji. Next up, we've got Mike the Hulk Bibby, and he's still got it, y'all. Check out this video of Mike showing off his range against his high school players during practice. Coach Bibby got that fresh out the pin bod, okay? But don't sleep on him. He's still got a wet ball too. He actually scored 44 points in his last Big 3 game. And last up, but certainly not least, allow me to set the scene for you guys. It's the fourth quarter, 1 minute left on the clock. It's a tie game. Kuzma's at the line shooting a tech. Meanwhile, Deandre Bembry is on the sidelines giving his best robot performance. Kuzma still made the shot. Shout out to Kuz. Better luck next time, Bembry. Maybe try a little body roll. Usually gets them. Yeah. All right, guys, that's all we have for you today. As always, we want you to be a part of the conversation, whether it's the first story or the last. We want you to sound off in those comments below and let us know what you think. If you liked what you saw here and you like this channel, make sure to like and subscribe right now. Now, if you missed last week's episode and you want to catch up, click right over here. And if you're a hoop junkie like myself and you want to check out the latest highlight videos, click right over here. Well, that'll do it for our show today, guys. I'm your host, that girl, Kayla Nicole. Thanks for watching The Heat Check.